What's going on, everybody? Kid from Brooklyn here. It is March the 12th, Monday morning, and it's about 6:54 a.m. The journey starts today. Gary's challenge for me to get down to 199. If you watched my last video, the way it ended, you know I said I was going to talk about somebody in New York. We're going to get to that today. If you guys watched yesterday's vlog, I ended it by saying there was somebody I wanted to talk about. There may be those of you out there who you've got family members that you don't talk to, family members that you don't even know maybe, or you may be like me who got family members that aren't family members. And what I mean by that is they're either connected to your family either through marriage, or maybe they've been adopted into the family. Or not to say there's anything wrong with those. I mean, having adopted relatives or having relatives brought in through marriage could be a good thing. Or you could be like me and you've got one relative who, not a relative, brought into the family through marriage. Throughout your entire life, you grow up thinking you're related. Then you find out there's never no blood there to begin with. And at the same time, when you find out there's no blood, it's like, just thank God. You know, because the person who you thought you knew all your life, you don't. You never knew that person. And hell, I never knew this person either. Before I get into this, I want to warn everyone who's watching not to get offended. Do not take it the wrong way of anything I say, because I'm not prejudiced. I'm not against anyone, race, culture, however you choose to live your life. That's on you. If you are a man involved with another man, I'm happy for you. A woman involved with a woman, I'm happy for you. If you're transgendered, I am happy for you. I am not in any way against any of you. I support all of you. And the reason I'm saying this is because the relative I'm speaking of, ex-relative that I'm speaking of, was born a man. I'm only bringing this up because I cannot refer to this person anymore as the woman I knew him to be, because he's said things about my family that just proves that he is nothing more than the lowest form of gutter trash you can ever imagine. I mean, when you want to talk about a disgusting, vile, sickening human being, that's what this person is. And growing up all my life, I've always known him as a woman, because he got the change either before I was born or right after I was born, or at least that's how I remember it, and that's how I was told. You know, if I'm wrong about that, then so be it, I'm wrong, but that's how I know it. And throughout my life, I would call this person Aunt. I'm not even going to mention their name, because I don't want to put a bad taste in my mouth by mentioning either one of his names, whether it's his birth name or the female name he wants to go by. But growing up, we would call this person Aunt. And later on in life, they were suddenly cousin. This person's always been nothing but trouble. Absolute trouble, drama. It's just no matter what, all they do is get off on trouble, gossip. They will talk about you, they will lie about you, they will do everything in their power to make themselves look good. And if anyone who's watching this knows this person, you're either going to back them up and be pissed at me, obviously, which more power to you, or you're going to know that everything I'm saying is 1,000% true about this person. I mean, this person will lie to you to your face about everything in order to benefit themselves. This person will lie to you about other people, trying to bury them and make them look like they're the worst human beings alive. And meanwhile, he's the one who's the biggest bullshitter there is. I'll give you a perfect example. Let's say this person owes me, let's say he owed me $5, and all he had on him was a $10 bill. He gives me the $10 bill, and I give him a $5 bill back. We're even. Now, this could happen in front of a group of people. Everybody can see this happening. What he would do afterwards, after I gave him the $5 back and make a square, he would go tell other people how much of a piece of garbage I am because I shortchanged him and only gave him $1. And he will do everything he can to make that person believe, the person who wasn't in the crowd who seen me give him $5 back, he will do everything he possibly can to make that person think I was so low that I only gave him back $1 when I actually owed him $5. That's just an example of how much he will lie to try to hurt other people. And that's a small example. I mean, he has gone to such lengths to try to hurt people and degrade people. Not to mention he's a racist, because he likes to throw around the N-word a lot, which is why I look at him like he's nothing but a piece of shit. The last time I seen this thing was back in 2003. And I'm going to give you a little piece right now how delusional he is too. I was in New York in 2003, and I called him up because I thought it'd be a good idea to see him. So I called him up, and I went to see him, and I think I stood with him for about a week. Might have been a little more than a week, might have been a little less. I don't remember, because when I was in New York for 6 weeks in 2003, and I was bouncing around from here to there. I was seeing a bunch of people. I was staying with a bunch of people. And he was one of the people I was staying with. So I called him. He, told me to come over. I went there. And first thing he does is he wanted to hook me up with someone. Now, this is what he does. He tries to play matchmaker with people. I don't know why. Maybe it's because, he can say, well, you're in a relationship because of me, because that's how he is. I did meet someone when I was in New York. Her name was Diana. Things went pretty good with her. But before I met Diana, I was asked by this thing. I'm calling him this thing because I don't know what else to call him. I'm not calling him a thing as an insult because he is now a she. That's not why I'm calling him a thing. I just don't know how else to refer to him because when I think about him, all he's just garbage. First thing I did when I got there, he wanted to take me out to a club with his friends, and I knew exactly what he meant by that. Oh, and by getting into this, yeah, he thinks he's harboring a secret over me. I'm going to get into that too. You're so stupid, you asshole. You think you got a secret over me? You ain't got nothing on me or anybody. You're so dumb. I swear to God. When I got there, he wanted me to go with him out with his friends, drag queens, to a club, or meet up with some drag queen, whatever it was. He wanted me to go with him and a bunch of his queens, as he called them, to a club. And I was like, no. I says, I'm not gonna do that. Not that I have anything against anybody, but I am not gonna go to a club like that. Because for me, going to a club like that, that's saying that, I'm interested in the people in there. Friends, of course, I wouldn't mind at all, but anything further, what happens in those clubs? No, that's not for me. And not just one of those clubs. Any kind of club you go to a bar, you go to a nightclub, you're trying to say I'm available, but to go to a drag queen club, no. And it kind of irked him a little that I didn't want to go with him, so that's when he wanted to hook me up with his friend Diana. But, the whole time he was still trying to get me to meet his friends. And one of his friends called the house looking for me. Now I'm gonna get into this. This is where this is where his secret over me starts. He had one of his friends. I guess he spoke to one of his friends about me, and they must have called him one day while I was out. I was out with my friend Andrew. We were in New York, and this thing calls my phone, starts yelling at me. Oh, you gave people my number, and blah, 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 blah. I was like, why would I give anybody your number? I've got my own phone. Well, it doesn't make any sense for me to give somebody your number when they can just call me direct. So he tells me to get back to his house. He wants to talk to me, and I'm like, oh, Lord, here goes fucking dramatic. That's all this imbecile is. There's nothing but dramatic. I'm like, whatever. So I go back to the garbage's house and starts yelling at me about, oh, I got drag queens calling his phone. I'm looking, I'm like, I don't even know any drag queens, number one. Who do I know in New York? You know, whoever I do know, what do we got? We got Andrew, we got Patricia, we got my cousins in Long Island that I was seeing. I had no idea what the hell she was even talking about. And because of that, she's been telling everybody she's got a secret over me, that I need to come out of the closet. Listen, jerk off. You have nothing on me. Okay? You tried leaving a message on my phone years ago saying, when I was in New York, I was down there sucking cock, and I was doing this, and I was doing that. Are you retarded? Okay, on my grandmother's grave, I was not doing that when I was down there with you. I've never did a period on my grandmother's grave. I've never been with a man on my grandmother's grave. And if I have, let her strike me right now. Do something. Show me a sign because I'm lying that I have been. I've never in my life done anything with a man. But yet, you want to tell people, you got a secret over me. You ain't got shit over me, you moron. I'm living with a woman. I've been with a woman. I've always been interested in a woman. And if my grandmother, who you like to keep bringing up, was alive, would she be, oh, so ashamed of me? No, she'd probably knock the shit out of you for even saying something like that. Why? Because it's a lie. All you do is lie. Tell your mother you were doing this. Tell your mother to do it. I don't have to tell my mother anything. I don't lie about things. You do. All you do, every day of your life, you lie to people. Because you want to hurt everybody else. So you can tell people, I've sucked cock when I was out there. You can tell people, I bent over and I took it up the ass when I was out there. I don't care what you say. Lies don't faze me. You're probably pissed off, which I've been saying this for years. You're pissed off because I didn't want to go with you to the club. And I didn't want to meet your drag queen friends. So because of that, you got to come up with some shit because you got pissed off. Just like you did at my sister. You got pissed off because she didn't give a flying fuck about you or your health issues or the deaths at the anniversary of people who died. Okay? Why didn't she give a shit? 2 reasons. Number 1, how's she even supposed to know you got health issues? Nobody talks to you, you fucking screwball. Secondly, the anniversary of the deaths of people who died. Again, do we know when your members of your family died? No, we don't have it in a log. We don't keep notes. Okay, that's number 2. And you want to get pissed off about that, and because of it, before you got mad at her, oh, your daughter is so beautiful. You have to bring her out here. We all have to see her. And then you want to get pissed at her and use the N-word towards my niece. You vile, nasty, cock-sucking piece of shit that you are. You're a no-good, trouble-making, lying, racist piece of shit. You always have been. You always gonna be. You're always gonna be. You're a thief. When I was a kid, you had me steal shit from the grocery stores. You were sticking magazines down my shirt. You were sticking whatever else you could get in my pockets. And then after you would get things down my shirt, what did you do? You would yell at me to get out of the store because obviously you didn't want to get caught. So you used me to be a thief, number 1. You didn't want to get caught, so you would yell at me, oh, get out of the store. Stop, you're making me mad. Just so I would leave the store with all this shit in my shirts and my pockets and everything else. When we were with you, you snuck us on the buses through the back door because you were too fucking cheap to pay for us to get on the bus. You were too cheap to pay for the movies, so you would sneak us in and out of theaters when we were kids. There's just so much shit that you've done. So much bad things that you've done. It's just the fact of what she said about my niece. That's what gets me because, like I said, she got into the fight with my sister last week because She was so mad my sister didn't ask her about her thyroid issue. You didn't mention John's death because of his anniversary. You didn't mention this one's death, his anniversary. Guess what? My grandmother died on December 6th. Nobody said anything to me on the anniversary of her death. I've got thyroid issues. I've got triglyceride issues. I've got gout issues. I've got heart issues. I've got chest issues. I've got back issues. I've got knee issues. I've got neck issues. I've got so many other issues. When's the last time you asked me, how are you? How do you feel? When's the last time anybody did? Am I pissed off about it? Who would be? They're my issues. I'm dealing with them. I don't look for sympathy for nobody. I don't look for sympathy from anybody. But no, you're like a little bitch. Nobody cares about me. Maybe if you were a human being, people would care about you. I could say so much shit that I've known that my mother has told us about you and the way you treated other people in the family. I'm not going to say who you've lied about. I ain't going to say who. Because it's not worth it. You're not worth it. Oh, your mother doesn't want to talk to me. Why don't your mother want to talk to me? You're a no good piece of shit. That's why. You're a liar. You're a troublemaker. You bring nothing but drama into our lives. You've always have. You're not doing it no more. 10 years, 20, we haven't seen you in 22 years. We haven't spoken to you in the past 10 years. You find us on Facebook and you want to be friends with everybody for what? Not even a month to cause all the trouble you did. Again, there's a lot more to this story. I know I'm leaving probably so much of it out. It's just that I'm just... It aggravates me and it pisses me off so much, the racist, derogatory things she had to say about a 4-year-old child, which is my niece. A 4-year-old innocent little girl. The words she used against a kid, an innocent kid who did nothing to her, because my niece's mother pissed her off. Fuck you. You are so hated you don't even know. You think this is going to blow over? You think people are going to forgive you one day? Maybe we're going to talk? You got some fucking case. Let me tell you that. You got some fucking case. First you get in touch with it. Oh, I'm just lonely. I've got nobody. And then when you get mad, you want to say, oh, I've got everybody. I got this. I got that. You ain't got jack shit. Because you know what? If you had jack shit, you wouldn't be bugging people. You wouldn't be pissing people off. You wouldn't be starting trouble with people. No, if you had things, if you had family, if you were happy, you'd be making things happy. You'd be making situations happy. You would have gotten in touch with us and you would have made the best of it instead of, oh, I found them now. Now we're going to start trouble again because that's all I know how to do is cause trouble because people hate me. So I got to do something. Like I said, there's so much more to this story. And I'm sure those of you who know her, you obviously don't know me. That's for damn sure. So I'm sure whatever you think I'm saying is a complete lie right now. Just like if she has text messages in her phone, I'm sure she'll edit it, do what she has to do to make it look like the messages between my sister and her, because that's the main conversation. It was between my sister and her, and she tried to get me to go against my own sister, which that just shows how stupid she is in the head. Oh, Dina's gonna get you to go against me. That's how she is. I know her. Bitch, you don't know anybody. You say you know people like a book. You know this one. You don't even fucking know. You haven't seen us in years. How do you know us anymore? You dumb fuck. You don't even know anybody. You knew us when we were kids. You haven't seen us in 22 years. You haven't seen me since 2003. You don't know anybody. You saw my sister when she was, what, 10? She's 34 years old. You don't know anybody anymore. You want to go around, oh, I know him like a book. I know this one. You know nothing, and you know nobody. You delusional, fucking twisted creature that you are. You know nothing about anybody. All she says, I know this one, I know that one, I know this one. You wish you knew everybody. That's the thing with you. You're writing a book where it's the most fabricated bullshit that anybody's ever seen, ever heard. I was saying about the text messages between her and my sister and myself. She probably edited, changed it all around, and she'll probably have you reading it. Those of you who don't know me and probably aren't believing a damn word I'm saying, she'll probably have you read her text messages and say, this is what they said to me. Look what they did to me. They caused all this trouble. You want the truth in those text messages? Tell that beast to take you down to her cell phone carrier and request a copy of the text messages and the conversation she had with my sister. Then you're going to see the truth of what's in there. Does she want you to see that? Fuck no, she doesn't, because then she's going to know she's exposed. I have all the screenshots. My sister's got all the screenshots of the whole conversation. I can show you those. You just want to say those are edited? And, oh, you edited this, you edited that? Again, tell that thing to go down to her cell phone carrier and request a copy of the text messages. It's there. Make a copy of all the text messages, of all the screenshots. Print them out. Take them down to her cell phone carrier. Tell them you want to see a printout of the conversation that went on at that date and time. Then you can call me a liar. It's not going to happen. Just like you can call me a liar with her calling me gay and I'm in the closet and I've got a secret. She's delusional. I'm gay. I'm in the closet. Because I didn't want to go with you to a club. You know, there's other people who have tried to say that I was a cross-dresser at one time and I was going down to someone's house and cleaning it, wearing a French maid outfit, and the person was watching me perform, which that was the most ridiculous thing. That's a whole nother thing to talk about is with my blood family, actually, but I'm bringing that up for one reason. The closest I've ever come to being a cross-dresser or a drag queen, this I'm not going to lie about. I did experiment one time as far as being a drag queen or a cross-dresser goes. I did experiment with it. I'm not sure what year it was, but I was a kid. I was still living in Brooklyn. And I was in a department store called Woolworths. I'm sure some of you may remember that. And it was Halloween time. We were looking for costumes. And I tried on a woman's wig. At the time, as little as I was, it kind of went all the way down my back. And I was like, As far as being a cross-dresser goes, that was my only experience. So, as far as this beast in New York wanting to say, I'm in the closet, and I need to come out, I need to tell my family, you are so stupid. You are really stupid. I have nothing against a gay person. I have nothing against a transgender person. I've known gay people. I still know gay people. I embrace gay people. It's their life. It's the way they choose to live. They deserve to be loved just like everybody else. As a matter of fact, there's a video on my page that I made years ago. It's called It's Okay to Be Gay. Go check that out. That'll show you, if anybody has doubts about me, that'll give you an insight about me as to how I feel about gay people. But to sit here and say I'm in the closet, I need to come out, and I've always been with women all my life, just shows how blind, how dumb, how moronic, and how imbecilic you really are. Why do I need to come out of the closet? I got a secret on you. Does your mother know this? Does your mother know that? For some reason, you feel like you need that power. You feel like you have to have something over me. Guess what? Imbecile, screwball, jerk off. My mother sees these videos. My mother knows who I live with. My mother knows who I've been with. My mother knows who I've always been attracted to, what I've always been attracted to. Anyway, that's enough. I'm not going to talk about the beast anymore. If anybody wants the full story, if anybody who knows her wants the full story, if there's anybody who doesn't trust her, if you think I'm lying, let me know. I mean, I will be more than happy to fill you in. Because I know this for a damn fact do I know this. If you know her, if you know this beast that I speak of, you know how she is, how he is. I'm sure he's lied to you too. I'm sure he's stirred up some trouble in your life. That's all he does. He stirs trouble in people's lives. Hit me up. Let me know. I mean, I'll be more than happy to talk about it. I'll be more than happy to discuss it. You know, I'll set the record straight on that piece of garbage. You know, because maybe somebody's watching this. Maybe you're somebody who I haven't seen in a long time, and you know, maybe you're somebody again who I would like to see, who I would like to be in contact. But the only problem is, you're related to her by blood. So I would understand if you didn't want nothing to do with me. Because again, I'm not blood. You know? But our families have been connected through marriage. I mean, that garbage that I speak of, his uncle married my grandmother. That man raised all three of my grandmother's daughters, including my mother, her two sisters. He's the man I knew as my grandfather. He was a very good man. That is how we're related. She's also lied about him and how my mother and her sisters, how, you know, they're the reasons he passed away. And I mean, she just makes up more stories, and she should have been in show business. I mean, all the stories that she can come up with, it's unbelievable. But I mean, there's two people I can name who I would like to see again. I think of I'm not gonna name anybody, because by naming them, she just gets to them. You know, she contacts them. If I name them, she will contact them, and she will do nothing but put me and my family down. That's all she does. That's all she does, because she needs to make herself look good. She needs to be above everybody. She needs to be better than everybody, and she never will be. She's lonely, she's miserable, she's pathetic, and she tries to spread all that negativity in her life onto everybody else, and it's no longer going to work. So if there's anybody out there who knows me, who remembers me, you want to get in touch with me, you know, feel free to. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to hear the story about why I'm doing this video, why I'm saying these things about her, again, what I said here, it's not enough. It's not enough. There's so much more I can say about what she's done to me, to my mother, to my sister, to my brother, the things that she's done, the things that she said. But I'm going to leave it at that. I've been out here rambling long enough. I don't even know if you guys made it this far. If you did, you know, hit that like button. You know, leave your comments below. You know, subscribe to my page. I'd appreciate it. Me and Michelle have got more videos coming up, so keep that in mind. We haven't done our couples videos in a while, but yeah, they're coming up. Michelle's got her own thing going on with her crochet stuff. You know, she's got her business going there, so check out the links below in the description. You know, show Michelle some love. She'd appreciate that. You know, me and Michelle are trying to get our channels up there. We're trying to get out. We're trying to we're trying to reach a goal of right now we're trying to hit 500 subscribers, and if we can, there's going to be a thank you for that. We're going to be giving away a gift card. If we hit 500 subscribers, we're going to hold a drawing to our subscribers, and you know, the lucky one will be given the gift card of their choice. So yeah, I've rambled on long enough. You know, like this video, share this video, subscribe to my page. Whether you like me or not, subscribe to me anyway, because hey, we're all trying to make it, right? And all we need is just a little support from everybody, and we can all go places. So I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Take care for now, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.